Well, hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining me today for another Changing Lives webcast. My name is Don Clayton. I am the Chief Talent Officer here at Franserve. I've been with Franserve now for going on 13 years. And today we have a very special guest, but even more important, a very special topic. As we approach 2025, today with me, Jerry Rieder, the Chief Operating Officer at Franserve, is going to talk to us about responsible franchising as we head into 2025. Jerry, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became our Chief Operating Officer at Franserve.
Sounds good, Don. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Well, as you know, along with yourself, I'm going on 13 years with Franserve as well. So we've both been around pretty much since day one. So, but I will start just quickly prior to that. I was a long-term corporate guy, worked over 25 years with 4 different Fortune 500 companies, a lot of middle and senior management roles in operations, customer service, account, and revenue management positions. To be honest, became somewhat burned out in those roles, and I'd always wanted to be more entrepreneurial. My wife and I owned a franchise together for over 15 years. We thought a good exit strategy for me would be for us to buy another franchise. So in doing so, I became aware of the franchise consultant role. Never even heard of a franchise consultant until that point. But so one thing led to another, and ultimately I did all the due diligence, decided to join Franserve. I was a full-time consultant for just under 5 years. Then I became more and more involved with Franserve training, coaching, mentoring programs to the point where I was asked to become the VP of Consultant Development. I was in that role for just under 5 years as well. And then I was named COO at the beginning of 2020. So just short of 5 years there as well.
We are so happy to have you on Team Franserve as a part of the executive team, and you play such a pivotal role here at Franserve. And you entered into the franchise consulting community like many others have done. So let's get into our topic, shall we? Responsible franchising. It's a movement. It's really a movement, and Franserve is playing a pivotal role in responsible franchising. Tell me, Jerry Rieder, Chief Operating Officer at Franserve, what is your definition of responsible franchising?
No, will do. Glad to do so, Don. The term responsible franchising, as you know, has become a buzzword or a buzz phrase in the industry recently, and rightfully so. It focuses on doing all the right and ethical things throughout franchising to ensure mutual success of basically everyone involved, including franchisors, franchisees, suppliers, and franchise consultants. I've done a lot of reading and research on the topic, and overall, I feel it is a somewhat evolving concept that emphasizes the importance of integrity and ethical practices, as well as promoting and helping to ensure that there's long-term success for all involved. I, I think that transparency, which I would include emphasizing ethical practices throughout franchising, is what is really the key, as it increases the odds of success for everyone involved, for all involved in the process. That said, there seems to be significant traction around 4 different core pillars or principles of responsible franchising. First of all, setting clear expectations throughout the franchise acquisition and operational processes by all involved. Secondly, ensuring capital adequacy for the franchise, as well as ensuring potential franchisees have adequate funds for the business model. Third is choosing the right franchise opportunity for potential franchisees based on their goals, objectives, and desired investment level, and also ensuring the right franchisee fit for the franchise itself. So it goes both ways there. And fourth, ultimately ensuring sustainable growth, which includes many things, but most importantly, franchisors providing a high level of support to franchisees to ensure both their success and the franchise business success, model's success as well.
You know, that's such an excellent definition. Those are four pillars. And you know, Jerry, what those four pillars remind me of? Those four pillars remind me of Franserve's four core values. Integrity is
Right.
everything,
Good point.
grow or die, teamwork gets results, and most recently added life work balance. And so I thank you so much for explaining to our audience here today what is the true Franserve definition of responsible franchising. Let me ask you this, Jerry. Why, in your opinion, is it so important as we enter into 2025 that Franserve consultants and the franchise community as a whole really take responsible franchising very seriously?
Okay. Well, it's a great question. And one thing I really want to stress, Don, is that the majority of those in franchising do practice responsible franchising. This isn't necessarily a new concept, but it's receiving a heightened focus as there are issues with some franchisors and others in franchising which negatively impact the entire industry. But I also want to stress that that isn't unlike issues with any business in any given industry. Every business, every industry has something they can clean up. The key is that you need to address and correct the problems, and that to me is one of what the key focus of responsible franchising is. So really, increasing emphasis on responsible franchising is intended to ensure that all franchisors, franchisees, suppliers, brokers, all others in the industry are following the same set of rules, regulations, and high standards to ensure success for everyone involved. You know, as they say, you're only as strong as your weakest link, or in this case, links. And establishing and enforcing standards and ethics throughout the industry is extremely important. Again, you know, responsible franchising is about building strong, thriving businesses that drive and lift the entire industry.
Absolutely. Well said again, Jerry. Thank you so much for that. Hey, I got one last question for you. So
Yeah.
you started out as a consultant, you still operate as a consultant on a part-time basis.
Agree.
What role would you say that a Franserve certified franchise consultant, what role do they play specifically? Because as you said, there are many links in the chain. One of those links is the Franserve certified franchise consultant. So what role
Yes.
does the consultant play in responsible franchise?
Well, Franserve consultants obviously play a very important role in responsible franchising, Don. They begin working with candidates at the onset of the whole franchise acquisition process, and they assist with connecting prospective franchisees or their clients, their candidates, with the right franchise opportunity. I've been involved with Franserve training programs for over 10 years. We stress practices throughout training outlining how to work with candidates in gaining an understanding of their goals, objectives, areas of interest, desired investment level, and best utilizes their skill set, very importantly. So once the right opportunity is identified, the consultant's role shifts to coaching, guiding, and mentoring candidates throughout the whole franchise acquisition process, working hand in hand, working very closely with the franchisor and others in the process, such as lenders, until a successful placement has been made. So it's really extremely important that new franchisees clearly understand the franchise business model before investing. While it's ultimately the responsibility of each prospective franchisee to conduct thorough due diligence of the franchise system, you know, retain competent legal and other advisors during the process, and fully understand the terms in the franchise disclosure document before signing any type of franchise agreement. Obviously, franchisors and franchise consultants play a very key role in assisting candidates in doing so. And one thing, Don, that is related to your question, I just want to touch on in closing here. I also want to mention one component of responsible franchising that's currently receiving significant attention in California and will probably eventually roll out nationwide. It's implementing franchise consultants or broker disclosure requirements. Franserve has had a broker disclosure form in place for years. So this is consistent with our full disclosure approach we've had really since the inception of Franserve, and it's served us well throughout our exponential growth over the past few years. So needless to say, it's nothing new to us, and we are fully supportive of the initiative.
Thank you, Jerry. You know, integrity really is everything. Integrity is the foundation. Without integrity, without a proper foundation, your building, your empire, whatever it is that you do will crumble. And so integrity is everything. You're right. We've had that disclosure document for many years. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me. That is Jerry Rieder, Franserve's Chief Operating Officer. I'm Don Clayton, Franserve's Chief Talent Officer. If you'd like more information on responsible franchising or more information on becoming a Franserve certified franchise consultant, all you have to do is simply email connect@franserve.com. Again, that's connect@franserve.com. Jerry, thank you for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon all the way out in Wisconsin, USA.